And right here tonight, a baby girl has made a miracle recovery after allegedly being assaulted by a man who was supposed to be watching over her. It is our top story on the WHAS 11 night team. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt. Tonight, the town of Lebanon Junction in Bullitt County honored the firefighters and the EMS workers who saved 3-month-old Raylan's life. WHAS 11 night team's Alex Dieter and photojournalist Addie Hill met with the heroes about the moments that saved the little girl.
A miracle to hear the cries of 3-month-old Raylan, who's being held by the hands that saved her.
She was a lot better than last time I saw her.
The last time Lebanon Junction Fire Chief Adam Heath saw Raylan was 4 weeks ago.
It's not every day that, you get to witness, a child come back to life. So.
When the fire department and Bullitt County EMS responded to a pediatric call for service.
She almost lost her life. Surprisingly, she wasn't supposed to last for 24 hours.
Raylan had gone into cardiac arrest 10 times after allegedly being assaulted by the man who was babysitting her.
Usually when a child's in that condition, it's kind of rare to see a recovery like this.
41-year-old Bobby Crump, known to the family, was arrested for assault and criminal abuse of a child. According to the arrest citation, Crump was babysitting Raylan when she was found unresponsive, not breathing, and with no heartbeat, suffering from brain bleeds, retinal hemorrhaging, and spinal compression fractures. According to the citation, Crump admitted to shaking Raylan. The citation says, quote, "The defendant demonstrated an extreme indifference to the value of human life during this assault," end quote.
Wondering why somebody would do something to an innocent child. It just blows you away.
A miracle she survived in the eyes of the community, but especially to Raylan's parents, Anthony and Haley Lilly.
We didn't think she was going to make it because of how bad she was.
It's like your soul gets ripped out from you.
But Raylan's fight isn't over. Her parents say she's got a long road ahead of her with shaken baby syndrome.
Seizures.
Development
delays.
She's going to have physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy.
But with a community rallying behind her.
As time goes on, she's a fighter. She's already fought today. She's going to fight the rest of her life.
Raylan's road to recovery is showing one sign of hope.
She's always got a smile on her face.
They say her future will be filled with love. In Lebanon Junction, Alex Dieter with photojournalist Addie Hill, the WHAS 11 night team on your side.
And to help raise money for medical expenses for Raylan, Defenders of the Defenseless, a motorcycle group, will be holding a Ride for the Innocent coming up on June 23rd. We've got all the information on that event and how to participate linked to this story on WHAS11.com. Louisville Metro Police are now urging people to come forward with information to help them after a violent and deadly weekend. 17 people were shot in 8 different incidents in Metro Louisville alone. 3 people have died. One of those killed was just 19 years old.
It's always a tragedy when someone gets killed. It's especially tragic when a child gets killed. Obviously, we work all the cases the same. We take every chance we can to solve that case, but it is disheartening to see such young victims.
Teenagers were also involved in a shooting that happened in PRP, a parking lot there, early Sunday morning. Police say 6 victims, 5 of them kids, were found with gunshot wounds. A 7th adult victim came forward at the hospital today. All are expected to survive, according to police. The shooting happened outside an event venue called Prestige by Lux. And in a statement posted on their Facebook page, the business says, quote, "We've held hundreds of baby showers, weddings, and special events in which we've never experienced such a tragedy," end quote. Today, Lieutenant Les Skaggs with LMPD's homicide unit said they need information from the community.
That makes or breaks our success rate as a police department, having that community engagement, having that involvement, because a lot of times, obviously, we are not there when these incidents happen. We need the community's help, because if there's witness information or something that they've heard, to pass that information along to us to help our detectives aid their investigation to make arrests and clear these crimes.
Lieutenant Skaggs says they do have suspects in some of the cases. Anyone who can help detectives can call the anonymous tip line at 574-LMPD. You can also use their online portal. The former Clark County, Indiana Sheriff Jamie Knoll is facing 6 new felonies today, 5 counts of theft and 1 count of money laundering. According to the probable cause affidavit, the charges are connected to about $500,000 worth of purchases found since February 1st. Indiana State Police say Knoll used Sheriff's Office funds or money from his EMS entities to buy cars, pay child support, and make political donations. Knoll is expected in court on these new charges tomorrow at 1:30. All new tonight, a federal court of appeals has overturned part of a judge's ruling in a lawsuit over an LMPD SWAT raid. In 2019, Roy Stucker says he was painting a home in South Louisville when police came in. He says officers handcuffed him, his then girlfriend, and their then 10-year-old daughter. Investigators later found the man they were looking for was already in custody. A judge dismissed the case in March of 2023. However, an appellate court has now ruled the family's Fourth Amendment rights were violated. They write the warrant, signed by the former judge in Louisville, Mary Shaw, contained, quote, stale information and lacked probable cause. Shaw also signed the warrant in the Breonna Taylor case. She eventually lost her bid for re-election. This case now goes back to the previous judge. LMPD does not comment on pending litigation. All new right now on the WHAS11 night team, a TARC bus driver tells us he resigned today after learning of the unprecedented new deal to help JCPS and to save TARC jobs. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg announced 70 TARC drivers will be given the option to contract as school bus drivers for JCPS to help alleviate the district's bus driver shortage.
An opportunity to support our TARC drivers, an opportunity to support JCPS.
It comes as TARC drivers also face layoffs amid financial hardships and service reductions at the Transit Authority. In addition to filling driver positions, those drivers could also help restore transportation to some JCPS magnet and traditional school students set to lose it coming up this fall. Well, WHS 11 night team's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Elijah McKenzie talked to that TARC driver tonight and to families about the possibility of getting those buses back. And Taylor, you got quite the range of reaction. What'd they tell you?
Absolutely. Well, Doug, there's mixed feelings from some families. Most are happy about more drivers helping the district, while others just aren't sure about the temporary fix.
Yes, we need TARC drivers. We need serious bus drivers for JCPS.
Leandra Major is one grandparent excited about the possibility for bus transportation to be restored at some magnet schools with the help of 70 TARC drivers coming to the district. But others like Zakia Thomas aren't too enthused about the solution.
No, it wouldn't make a difference for me because JCPS is not very reliable right now.
Last month, Thomas was notified her middle school student would no longer be offered transportation, and she fears that could happen again.
Who's to say that I won't get another notice in another month to say, hey, okay, I'm sorry that didn't work out.
Gregory Hunter is a TARC driver. He was notified about TARC and JCPS agreement before this news conference was held about the deal. He didn't like what he heard and resigned.
I woke up early in the morning and I was just like, you know, it's just too much.
Hunter has been working for the transit system for nearly 8 years. He fears for the city since TARC is already reducing some riding services due to the agency being millions in the red.
I don't think this is a good solution to offer JCPS help, and you're still going to have students without rides. Now their families won't have rides.
Hunter thought he and some of his former colleagues would be able to retire from TARC. Now, as part of the unprecedented deal, TARC will loan 70 drivers to JCPS to alleviate layoffs. He says some TARC drivers are nervous.
I think it's a lot. I don't think anybody knows what to expect. Some people have never worked there before. It's just uneasy.
In the meantime, parents like Thomas are giving the district grace. She just wants to see the district run more smoothly.
Yeah, fix it.
And at the news conference, they stressed that this will only restore service for families that need it all the most and not all JCPS families, and that this is just a Band-Aid, a fix for only this school year. TARC's board will vote on the agreement this Friday, followed by JCPS later this month. In studio, on your side.
Taylor, thank you. By the way, TARC is hosting 2 open house meetings this week for people to ask questions and provide feedback on proposed service reductions. The proposal would impact 22 of TARC's bus lines, reducing most of Saturday service levels. Reducing it to Saturday service levels. The first meeting is tomorrow from 4 until 7 at Union Station on West Broadway. That's TARC headquarters. Another open house is scheduled for this Wednesday from 5 until 8 at the Douglas Boulevard Christian Church. 2.5 years after devastating tornadoes moved through western Kentucky, the state is still taking steps to help rebuild there. Today, Governor Andy Beshear announcing $223 million will be used to build 953 rental homes in communities impacted by the 2021 tornadoes. Developments will be apartment complexes that will be income restricted to moderate and low income households.
Rental units are absolutely critical for all towns, but certainly towns of this size, and I know in Dawson, were hit almost directly. To help a town not just survive, but to thrive, affordable housing is so critical. And for all those survivors that might not have owned their home, that might not have qualified for certain FEMA or other insurance funding, there was a gap.
76 units are planned for Hopkinsville in Christian County and 122 in Mayfield. In Hopkins County, 88 units will be built in Dawson Springs and 32 in Madisonville. The most units, 635, will be built in Bowling Green.